Thank you for being here. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. City Lips Plumping Lip Oil. My face is done. This eye is extremely teary. I just got up not too long ago. So hopefully it has stopped tearing. And if not, y'all know we're going to work through it anyway. Preparing 2 palettes today. 2 palettes I haven't used in a while. So I've been tracking like when did I last use stuff. But let's just show you what it is. This is from Notoriously Morbid. 15% off code down below. And I'll put it somewhere in the screen as well throughout this video, and there's a lot of links and a lot of information below for other stuff. This is Shadows of the Vampire, and look at this. And I did plan out a look, which is something I have not done. Y'all like, girl, show me the palette. I know stuff is falling. So this is what it looks like. Shadows. I am like so disorganized. Shadows of the Vampire. So this is a different kind of palette, and I really like it. If you want to do semi-monochromatic, you can just do in columns. You can put this anywhere, deepen up your outer corner. If you want to do a graphic line, this is a really nice red, and it is called Blood Kissed. This is nice. The formula in this palette, all of them are very smooth and very creamy. You see there's nothing chunky. I don't remember if these sparkles, I don't remember if these show up when the shadow was on the lid or not. I think we're going to use it. I'm not sure. Ebon shadow. So I do, as I said, I did write down a look that we're going to do, shadow placement, which I used to do years ago and then I stopped. But this is a wonderful palette. We're going to pair that with, I know I just stopped my sentence because I can go on and on. We're going to pair that with my Pat McGrath Mothership No. 3 Subversive palette. And y'all know what this looks like. And so I haven't used this in a while either. And I was really thinking, like, do I still want to keep it? And for now, the answer is yes. I was really thinking, though. And what made me be like, girl, keep that, is Gigabyte. This is not a dupable shade. I have tried. That is not. And seldom will I keep, actually never will I keep a palette for one shade. Now people say, oh, I bought that palette because of that one shade. It might be a 15-pan palette. You bought that whole palette for that one color. Like, I don't do stuff like that. But then when I thought about the other colors, I do have a playlist for this palette. You can check that out and see the other looks I did, as well as I have a playlist for that palette. Y'all, my brain is like, why are you awake? But I'm going to talk to you about what my yesterday was. Today is now Sunday. I woke up again like an hour ago, because I'll tell you that story while I'm doing my face. But I was thinking about, this is a really pretty dual chrome. So you see it's purple and then it's blue, right? The Skin Show shades are usually just good for me, just under my brow bone, which, yeah, ignore my brows today. And the first 3 Motherships had a black in it, and some people complained about it. I don't care, because you're always going to use it. Well, me, usually I'm going to use a black, so that's not a problem. And it's a really nice black. But this shade is really beautiful too, and I like how this one looks on me. It's almost there, not there, but it adds just a little bit of shine, a little bit of sheen. And you know what? Why did I just realize there's only 2 mattes in this palette? This shade and this one. I really just now realized that, unless I noticed it before and just didn't pay attention to it. But this is, excuse me, just a lovely palette. And so we're going to hold these up together, because I'm looking at these like, okay, they both have, even though this one here in Pat is darker, like they both have a gray shimmer. They both have a black. This one has shimmer in it. They both have like reddish tones, even though they're different. And so I was looking at these like, you know what? And then they both have these shades, the white shades. This one looks to have some blue or pink in it. This one, I don't know what's in there, but it is something, because most of her celestial shades do have like extra stuff, extra color. So I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm going to hold up the palettes, because we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're going to do 4 shades on the lid. I did not pull out brushes. And I didn't wash the brushes from the day before yesterday. Why? I really don't know. We'll pull out brushes as we go, but I do definitely want to get out my E45s, because they hide from me because they're a little slimmer than some of my other brushes. And I do think we'll just pull out the rest of them. Oh, yeah, we'll pull out the rest while we're doing the look. Where's my primer? I keep moving stuff. And yeah, so let's just get into this. I am excited. I acknowledge that I'm a little thrown off. So please forgive me for that. If you've been here for a while, like you're probably used to it. But for those who are not, hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy. Knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, a certain technique, because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. If you want to try all the things, go ahead and try all the things. And I do encourage to experiment with your makeup and try new things, but try it because you want to, not because you feel obligated because that's what somebody's telling you you have to do. My suggestion is do what you want to do with whatever tools, whatever techniques, whatever, to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, I don't know about anywhere else, but here we accept our natural features. We enhance them if we want to, when we want to. We never feel like we have to. So if that's how you feel, try to work on changing that. Be a troll. Be a troll and not care what they say. Wear what you like and just rock it. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's the end of the intro, except to tell you two little tidbits about me. One is I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. And when I layer shirts, like they never are even, like how the colors show through. And it bothers my OCD. That's why I keep fussing with it, even though I know it's not going to stay the same at all. And there's an organism in my throat. His name is Bruce. He lives in here somewhere. And he likes to hiccup, gurgle, and belch randomly throughout live streams and videos. I try to be aware of him when he acts out so that I can say, excuse me. Sometimes, though, I am not aware of it. And so if you hear him and I don't say excuse me for him, please forgive me ahead of time. Excuse me ahead of time. So those are two tidbits about me, and that's the motto, and I'm excited for this. I used the Fenty Amplified Eye Primer, and for like the past year I've been putting when did I open this? January 23rd this year. Putting MAC Cosmetics Paint Pot and Groundwork on top. I used to use Contemplative State. This part of my lid, it was unclockable, but the higher up I got towards my brow, it looked more and more mustard. And so I took a chance and tried Groundwork, and I like it because is it there? Is it not there? It will crease on me because, as you said, I have hooded lids. My crease is where this is your socket, and you see it's under what I call the hood. Sometimes I'll just call it the puff area or the puffy transition area because it is puffy. So that's a tidbit about my eye primer and eye base that I use. The Fenty primer is a tacky primer for me. So when people say you should use a tacky primer or a sticky base or a glitter primer, y'all, the Fenty primer is tacky for me. And I know that people who say that haven't been around to hear me say that. So anyway, I thought it was something in my nose. Hair. So we're gonna take Silent Night. This shade is Ash, and we're going to take this on the first quarter of the lid. So Saturday morning, I got a text from my first cousin, the cheerleader's mom. Cheerleader's my second cousin. Y'all remember 2024, I rolled with them to a few of her competitions. Y'all, it was so much fun. And so she texted me saying, tomorrow there's a showcase, which where like all the teams within that gym, because they go from tiny tots all the way up to high schoolers. And so there's a lot of teams in that, and within MOT. And she said, I have an extra ticket because someone was supposed to go and, you know, they weren't able to go. Do you want to go? And it was like 5 in the morning or something like that. And she said it was from 11 to 2. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it because I just now got in bed and I haven't even been asleep yet. And she's like, it's tomorrow. And I'm like, oh. And I know I tell myself often, stop checking messages and replying to messages when I'm half asleep or trying to go to sleep. But I do. And then I'm like, oh. I said, well, yeah. So even though it was still way ahead of my wake up time because I'm nocturnal, I said, at least I can prepare for it. Just go to bed, just lay down, just rest, you know, meditate or whatever, and hopefully fall asleep. And so it did work out. So I went to sleep about like 5:30 yesterday morning, and my alarm was set for 9:30. I did have Mountain Dew, so it was good. It was all good. And so it was really nice. And so seeing all the different teams, the tiny tots, y'all, some of them, my heart started palpitating. Like, are they going to be okay? And they do the more simple stunts, which is great. But some of them I was still just nervous. Like, and the tiny tots, like, they don't do a lot of the lifts and things like that. But still, even the more simple things that they would do, it's just like, oh, be careful, baby. Be careful. So now we're going to go into Pat McGrath. We want to take Night Creature, which is this shade right here. But it was really nice. And, of course, my cousin nailed it. Her particular team went last, of course, right? But, y'all, it's really something, like, if you see the whole entire organization, all the teams from Tiny Tots up, and so you're watching the Tiny Tots, and it's like, wow. And so as the age range goes higher, the skill stuff is more on, I'm not gonna say on point, it's more, oh, what am I trying to say, girl? More technical and more difficult. And so it's just like, oh my God, like, people can actually do that. But it's nice to see that transition. And so it's like when you see the Tiny Tots and it's just like, just don't hurt yourself, baby. It's like, okay, in like 5 years, they're going to be in this group. Well, their group graduates to the next, you know, level. So all of them kind of go together if they stay. But it'll be like, okay, this will be them in like 5 years or something like that. So it's nice to see the progression from the Tiny Tots and then like the adolescents and then tweens and then the teens and then those who are in high school. And so it's really good to see. So I had a good time, and we went to Chipotle afterwards because little cousin, she loves her Chipotle. And the place also why I felt okay to go is that the where it was like 8 minutes from where I live. When there's family stuff in Jersey at like, you know, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, I'm like, I am not going to make it because it takes me like 40 to 60 minutes to drive there. And I'm like, I am not safe to drive. I'm exhausted. And then I'm also thinking about how am I going to feel through the day and then have to drive 40 minutes to an hour to get back home. You know what I mean? But this place was like 8 minutes away. Chipotle was like 3 minutes away from where I live. And so I felt comfortable doing that. And so even though I did drink Mountain Dew, at some point it becomes counterproductive. And I start to feel like really loopy. Like my body wants to go to sleep. My mind wants to go to sleep. But my brain is flipping all over the place. And so then I'm just in this weird place of, am I really awake or am I dreaming? Because stuff starts to feel unreal. And so, which is scary, especially when I have to drive. Because it's like, what's really happening? We're going to go back to this one. And we're going to take Faint Silhouette, which is this shade up here. But it was nice and it was a lot of fun, and I got to check in personally with her first cousin, the cheerleader mom. Her parents are the ones who both died within a 12-year period, and her husband was there, and another friend of hers, and her husband is the one whose father died a few days before her father's death anniversary. So I was able to, you know, just verbally check in with both of them, because her and I, we do stay in touch, but it's mostly text. So it was good to just have that face-to-face and just sit and chit-chat. And I did wonder if these shades were going to look the same. So this is Night Creature, and this is Faint Silhouette. So these are these two, but they are flowing into the same shade. And I wondered if they were going to do that, and I'm okay that they're doing that. So that was really cool too. And so he was telling me, you know, how the progression and, you know, stuff that was going on with his dad before he passed. And so it was just like, whoa. And I was telling him, I said, the other day I cried again for your dad, and then a couple of days later I cried again for her dad, and it just hits me at the weirdest time. But he says he's doing good. He says his mom is doing, you know, okay. And so, you know, yeah, so things are okay. But it was really good to spend time with them and to see them face to face and, you know, the chit chat. And also see the wonderful performances. If y'all haven't been to a cheerleading competition or a cheerleading showcase, what shade am I doing? We're taking, ooh, black metal on the 4th quarter. I'm going to take Faint Silhouette further over, because that black metal we're going to put in the 4th quarter. And so I don't want it this far in, even though we could do that. So it's going to, excuse me, Bruce. It's going to almost look like it could be a halo eye, because this is that gray shade. This gray shade, and then we're going to have a black on the outer corner. Isn't that one a black metal? No, black metals we're putting out here. So we have this shade, and then we're putting black metal. So it may look like it wants to be a halo eye, but not quite, because when I do halo eyes, I like just like a strip of light in the middle, because when I highlight this entire area, it just makes this puffy area look bigger. So I do my eyeshadow a certain way because of my eye shape. And so I think this is looking the way I want it to just have black mirror on, black metal on the outer corner. It was really cool. If you have never been to a cheerleading competition, it's one thing to see it on TV. 2024, when I was rolling with her and her daughter for the competitions, y'all, I was like, these are some athletic, I'm just like, what the, I was amazed, because seeing it on TV is one thing, but when you're there and you're seeing the athleticism of what they do, like, I see why it's a bona fide sport. I'm just like, this is just like, what? It was insane. And some of the stunts they do, and oh my gosh. And so now we're going to take black metal for the 4th quarter of the lid. That's this shade. And so what's on the 1st quarter of the lid is this gray that's in the middle. And so I was amazed. It was just like, whoa, like, and me dealing with my disabilities, I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't be me. Like, even in my younger days, I didn't have that kind of energy. But it is very nice. And of course the music is loud, you know, whatever songs they play are relevant, and, you know, they're in time with the music and just the different stunts and stuff that's going on. Y'all, it is just amazing. So if you get a chance, or if you know somebody in your day-to-day life, or, you know, somebody whose kid does cheer, go to one of them competitions. It gave me a newfound respect for cheer, because some people think, oh, that's just like gymnastics and they tumble and, you know, do cartwheels and backflips and, you know, all of that stuff. Y'all, it is so much more than that. I was just like, whoa. And even watching, another thing, I know I just presented this, what amazed me too is watching what they're doing, you realize the level of teamwork and the level of trust. The smaller ones, not in age, but just in size, the ones that are getting tossed up, they're called flyers. So they're usually the smaller in stature than the ones at the bottom who are like holding their legs or holding up their feet or whatever. But just seeing how they maneuver, if you're not in a stunt, I don't even know if that's the right word. If you're not in a stunt, like they just go over to, because usually there's 3 or 4 people that's holding someone up by their foot or their leg, and like somebody else will just come up and, like, you know, brace their calf muscle or whatever. So they are just like, they really take care of each other. And I'm just like, wow. And so I was asking, you know, my little cousin, like, well, how do you know where to go? She said, well, when it's time to lift somebody, you just go where you where you see they might need help, and you just go over the best way you can without being super obvious, and just, you know, give leg support by holding like their calf muscles or something like that while somebody else is holding their feet. And there may be, and if somebody's holding their feet, somebody else may come up and brace the person's arm that's holding the feet. So like you have this person supporting the person holding the feet, and then the person that's in the air or being held up, somebody is supporting their calves. And so it's just seeing like, it's just, as you could tell, I didn't realize like it was all of that, because on TV it's so quick, and usually on TV it's like the adults, like the professional cheerleaders, and so they've been doing this, you know, since, you know, junior high or elementary school, because my cousin started tumbling when she was very young. But it gave me a brand new, well, not a brand new, but it gave me a lot of respect for what they do, and the trust, to trust that, okay, we practice this, y'all gonna lift me, you're not gonna drop me, and if I wobble, you're gonna move with me so I don't fall, because sometimes you will see someone kind of unstable, and so all 4 people that's holding them up, like, they'll just kind of move with them so they don't fall. And it's, yeah, if you can ever go to one in person, or even if it is an adult competition, just go. Because it's just like, whoa. Like, yeah, as you can tell, it changed my life. And so I told her for next year, if my wallet is okay with it, you know, I'll roll with them to places next year. I did go to most of the local ones in 2024. Did I fly with them somewhere? I did fly with them somewhere. I forget where. But I was just like, this is friggin' amazing. And then just the energy from the crowd, and it's just like, ah! You know what I mean? So not quite a halo eye unless I bring this black metal in further, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it like this, because it's like, oh, that's cute. Then it's like, oh, look at that, she did the damn thing. But yeah, it's just amazing. And so I was glad that she invited me to go. I was glad that I was able to go, meaning not so sleep deprived that I wasn't going to make it. And she's like, and if you can't make it, let me know. But for me, when I do commit, I commit, unless, you know, I wake up with a debilitating migraine or something like that. We're going to, I want to buff these out, but I want to see what's going to happen when I put the colors there that I have to put there. So we're putting 2 different transition shades. We're going to take Dusk Reverie. This is on the first half of transition? Dusk Reverie. And you're like, girl, that's green. I know. Excuse you, Bruce. So this is going to go... Oh, wow, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, this is grungy. I like it. I like this. So it was a good day. I came home. I put on Troll 2, even though I watched it when it first came out. It's on Netflix. The first Troll is on Netflix too. And maybe like 45 minutes in, I started dozing. So I'm like, okay, let me just go get in the bed. And so I got in the bed and got up about an hour before I sat here in this chair. I like this. This is nice and grungy. I like this. I like it a lot. Ooh, I like it. Am I gonna do a brow bone shade? We are gonna do a brow bone shade, so it's okay that there's a little space like left, like right there. So we're gonna take our other Esom. No, it's not Esom. It's the Sigma E45. I always want to say Esom because it starts with the letter E. And now we're going to take Deep Shade. This one here. I do try to make it a point when I should have put this on the first half, or not. I do try to make it a point when I pair palettes to use equal number of shades from each palette. And so I forget how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to be using 4 from each palette. I don't know why that's important to me. I don't. But it is. It may be just because I want to make sure I'm using the palette and not just being like, oh, it's 10 shadows in here, let's just use one. I don't know. I haven't really thought much about it. And y'all know sometimes I do be analyzing myself and my choices, but I really have not. Y'all, this is nice. This shape I like better because you see how this is completely rounded. This one kind of has a peak right here, and that is okay. We're going to leave it. Put the brush down. Yeah, because I was getting ready to mess with it again. Y'all know sometimes I be doing that. So blending that out, which I was going to do, I'm not going to do. We are going to just take this just to bring this up a little bit higher, because for brow bone, y'all know I like that thin sliver of light, which means I need less space right here. This side needs no work. I don't think it does, but y'all know I just wanted to mess with that peak, but it's still there. And part of that is my muscle structure from when I frown. Like you said, my muscle just pops out like right there. Yeah, even the pain management doctor. No, it was actually the pain management doctor. He was like, oh, that's different. Thank you. So we're gonna take lower lash line. We're gonna take Lurking Dawn. Dawn, are you lurking? What you up to? So that's what Dawn is awesome. She's one of my channel members. She's been with me for a while. I wanted to put this under here because I usually almost always forget. On our inner rims, we have one NYX Vivid Rich Mechanical Eyeliner, and the shade is Smoking Topaz, and we put this on lower lash line as well. Also on our inner rims, we put Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner in full sleeve because I just wanted to just brighten it up a little bit, and this does not always show up much on its own, which is why I put the other shade down there first. So we're gonna take Dawn since she's lurking Dawn, because I did want like this vampy kind of look with this grunge look, and we're going to bring this out here. What color do I want to put on my upper lash line? That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't want to do red. I do know that. I do not want to do red. And I am glad that this eye did stop tearing, because it was tearing quite a bit. What do I want to eat? When I first got back home, I ate the rest of my Chipotle. I didn't eat till I was full there, because they were maybe like 20, 25, 30 minutes from home, coming up here to where the showcase was and where Chipotle was. And so I didn't want to just be there just like eating and they were done eating, because I'm like, you know, I'm around the corner. So let me just package it up and just eat it at home so that they can, you know, get back home. And I didn't say any of that to them. I just packed up. So I ate a little bit of it. And ate some more when I got home. I love the lower lash line. Oh man. Wow. I love that. Oh my gosh. I put her team colors are hot pink, white, and black, and so I put on I do have an MOT shirt, so I wore the shirt, and I have a gray long sleeve, oh Lord Jesus, girl, a pink long sleeve shirt that I put under the MOT shirt, which is short sleeve, because it was 31 degrees this morning, and I put this on. This is 126 hot pink matte vibrant hot pink from Sephora. This went on really dry, and it took me a lot going in and out of the tube to even get the color consistent on my lips. And so I'm just like, okay, is this done? And I opened this November 1st last year. So I have 3 other ones left, because I did declutter quite a bit. So that was November. So we may use this one, even though it's kind of bright for this look, because I opened this the same time. So I just want to see, like, are they feeling dry? This one I opened in October last year. Maybe we'll do that one. This one we opened in July this year, so this one still should be good. So we want to put that away. But this was kind of disappointing, because it's only been a year. And it doesn't have a PAO on it, which means it should be good for at least 30 months, but it was acting up. So it was just like, and if I roll with them 2026 to some of her competitions, I will just buy another one. Because one of her competitions, I did wear that. I also wore Thorn, which is the hot pink neon UV reactive shade from Lethal Cosmetics, and I had on the MOT t-shirt, of course. And my cousin, the first cousin, the mom, she was like, oh my gosh, look at you. I'm like, right, I said, I'm representing for my little cousin. So that was really cool. So we just have one shade left, and that will be Skin Show Fever. Some of these I did use as, some of the Skin Show shades I did use as a highlighter. Some I liked as a highlighter, and some I didn't. It depended on, y'all, this thin strip of light, I just love it. Oh my gosh. But some of the undertone, I don't think looked right with my complexion and my undertone. And so I'm wondering, do I want to put this on as a highlighter, even though I do have on House Labs Cheek Situation and Mood Light Hourglass Finishing Powder, and yeah, House Labs Blush Bronzer Highlighter, Hourglass Finishing Powder. So do I want to put this on too, just to see? Y'all just love this. Oh my gosh. Do I want to? Not really. Because if it's the one that I don't like, I'm going to be like, why'd I do that? But we're going to take it. This is a highlighter brush. Excuse you, Bruce. Okay, I mean, it's a little dusty, but... So this is just with Golden Pyrite highlighter. This is Golden Pyrite with the pad on top. So we're just swiping slightly on both sides because I do go back and forth with the sides of the brush. So yeah, so this one I do like as a highlighter. Okay, that's good to know. Because I couldn't remember which, but now that this is my only Mothership left, yeah. Yeah. Let's do something else we usually don't do. Oh my gosh, later today, since it's already Monday, I don't like it up there. Tonight is my collab with Janessa. We're switching aesthetics. That look, no. I'm gonna take dim light because that dim stuff down. I don't like to be shiny. Dim light is good for dimming stuff down. For also from Hourglass. All right, so just stick to highlight and under my brow. I was doing so well. I know I'm tripping. All right, so that is it for, ooh, what am I gonna put on upper lash line? Do I wanna just be simple and do a black? I kinda don't. I do like this look though. That green set it off. That green that we put right here, that set it off. I really like that. I really like that. Excuse me for that clank. I should have warned y'all first. Usually I do try to remember to say you're gonna hear a clank because that might be jarring to some people. Upper lash line. It's gonna be simple and do a black. I have so many colors. We're just gonna be simple and do a black because I don't want to be here for like 3 minutes trying to figure. We have all of these. I could punk it out and do like a blue, but these are fairly, well, some of them are bright because I'm thinking this one. Yeah, let's punk it out. And when I say punk it out, meaning like it's gonna give this look a punk element. We already have a grunge element, and adding some of these colors adds a punk element, which I do like, and because it's something different. What am I looking for? Brush. The brush. And I do need to wash the brushes from yesterday as well. I don't want to use that brush. Let me use this brush. So we're going to dip in the water. In that duo, what did we say? This one. This is Cyber Craze, and we're going to use that darker green. And so I have water on the brush. I'm swiping the brush in the eyeliner. I have never mixed them because they say you can run a brush like down the middle to mix the two colors. I have never done that for no particular reason other than, you know, I just want whatever color I decide to use. And we're using this one to tie this into this greenness up here. I don't know where this brush came from, but I like it because the bristles are long and they're thin versus something like this one, which I do like, but this is more thin, which tends to work better with the water activated liners to give me a thinner line. Even though I do need to pay attention because sometimes I do still just get a thick line just because I press the brush too hard. And because it's water activated, it's gonna spread. Good choice. A little bit more water on the tip of the brush. Put the brush in the liner again. go back over this, and I know you can't see me. The second pass does brighten it a little bit. And we're gonna go back in, go over this side. I like this look. These greens. I'm really glad we put that green up here. Instant grunge. And who would think that green would just create instant grunge? But it's the combination of the other colors as well. That's what it is. So we're gonna do a wing. What's a small baby wing today? I say as I keep dragging it out to the end of where the shadow is. Yeah, so we're gonna do that first and then go back and extend it. This eye is twitching. So we're taking that out to the end of the shadow. What? And let's look at these. Yes, Janessa. We have successfully completed our 2-year goal of perfecting our wings. Even though sometimes mine are still a little off. Like for the most part though. Yeah, it's a lot better. And so we're not going to continue that for next year, perfecting our wings. But we're going to carry over doing different shapes with our eyeshadows. So like the last 2 looks that I did, we're going to do more stuff like that. It's just such a habit to just do like something like this and not consciously like change the shape of what I'm doing. So those looks were interesting. And both the shapes were different for both the looks, which was really cool too, I thought. I think this is almost done. When did I open this? The PAO is April next year, and it is a 12-month. Is it 12 months? 6-month PAO. Oh, so I just opened, okay. Like 2 months ago then. Let me close up this water. I just realized I still had it open. I need to change it out because it has some red in there from yesterday and a little bit of green from the day. I'm gonna use this Sour 28 that Grace sent me. I do think this is almost done, like for real. And I know I've been saying it every time I use it because it's just getting messier and messier. It's not really getting any thicker that I'm noticing. When I use it, it doesn't feel thicker. But like around here, like it is thicker, but it still applies like really nice. I don't even know if that makes sense, and it probably doesn't. Because I'm saying it's not thicker, but then I'm saying it is thicker. And sometimes mascaras will, because as air gets into the tube, it will change how the formula is, and it will get a little more dry or make it a little more thick. So sometimes, and I've heard people say, you know, my first couple times using this mascara, I didn't like it, but I kept using it, and then I started liking it more. That's because the consistency changes as air gets in there. And so this one has changed. But I really do like it. So what else has happened? What am I going to eat? Oh, I could make that pasta salad again. Oh, I just hit up here with this one. Maybe I'll make the pasta salad again. I'm going to turn the brush curved side up. And we're going to fix that mascara. Whoops. In a moment. So I think that was my day yesterday. I'm going to go back in. And I do realize I am going back in more as well. But I do think I opened this only in August this year. So this is December. So 4 months old? What's the PAO? It doesn't have one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna refresh a lot of stuff. And if I don't have a backup, just open something else. Because I do have one of the MAC Elevated Stack Mascara open at the trial size in black. I still have a Beyond Mascara in black open. I need to see what the date is on that one. But I do have hella thick mascara from Fenty full size that's not open yet. And I do have Esom in my backup. And so I think also that's when I'm going to go ahead and ditch my medium level 7 House Labs bronzer, because I do have a backup of that already that I purchased a while ago and it was on sale. So I'm just going to be refreshing a lot of stuff from my backups. And so we're going to start fresh a new year with new stuff. So this is, almost forgot about that. Let's fix that. What shadow was that? That was either excuse me, Bruce, Night Creature. And I put the brushes away. So if you mess up your mascara, just go back. That's not the Night Creature brush. This is the Night Creature brush. And this is Night Creature. Just go back to the shadow and just put it on top. That's it. If you touch down here somewhere on your skin, we're only putting more here because we put more over there. Just wait till it dries and then take something like a lipstick applicator. Or if you have longer nails than me, which I do need to cut. This is too long for me, so I do need to cut them. Use that and it'll just flick right off because it'll be dry. So if you mess up with mascara, do not try to wipe it off right away because it'll just smear. So messing up mascara is an easy fix, as you saw. That was just a couple seconds. So I'm thinking we may do an ombre lip, but that might be too much for this look. This one I opened in October. Oh, they're both fairly new. This one I opened in November. I want to do this one just to see the consistency of it. And both of these I opened last year, 2024. Because that pink one, being the way it was, and again, I opened that in November last year. So I really just want to see, like, are these other ones also not performing well? It still smelled okay, but the performance was awful. And it was going on your eye, and I had to keep going back into the tube to get the color to be consistent on my lips, and I'm just like, this is not how this was before. So this one is Red Desert number 97. It's described as matte burgundy red. So maybe we'll do a halo. I mean, this feels better than Hot Pink already, because it's smooth. When I did Hot Pink, even just doing that, like, it was patchy, and I was just like, what's going on? Yeah, this one is still good. Hot Pink did not function like this. So we're going to go ahead and still, so Hot Pink is one in the trash. 01 Always Red Matte Classic Red. We opened this in November last year. This one we opened October last year. This is a lot going on. This with a black revampy. So you see we put this, that's cute, on the interior of my lip and here. That's cute. Look at it. She did the thing. Okay, that is so annoying, like that sound. And when I do it, I'm cringing inside because it's like, why do I keep doing that? So yeah, this is it, y'all, for the look. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think. If you have Shadows of the Vampire, great. If you want to see if they still have it and you use my code, great. If you don't, dupe the colors. And also looking at it with Subversive. Let me know if you have Subversive. The color stories they have some similar shades. They don't look the same, but you know, so you can dupe out a few with this one, especially like the red, the black, and the gray. Which, yeah. So that's going to be it, y'all. Thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. If you have time, continue to hang out. If you've been here before, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not already, consider joining the membership, because we are working on, we meaning myself and the current members, we're working on, I said working funny, we're working on some more members content for 2026, and members do get a say in the content that goes on here. So you'll hear it if you watch my live streams when I'll say I want to hear from, you know, the members in particular, because they do have some say. And so that's one of the main perks, is being able to guide the content some of the content, and also they get to make requests. And so I'm babbling. We're going to go. Thank you as always. Self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.